Is a war between Israel and Hezbollah likely?
From 1861 through 1865, the United States faced its deadliest and bloodiest war in its entire history, the American Civil War. Now, the American Civil War was the deadliest war in American history because more Americans lost their lives in that conflict than any other war that America's been in. That said, the American Civil War had been building for many, many years, whether it be the Compromise of 1850 or threats of secession. Now, this is very similar to what we're seeing in the Middle East between Hezbollah and Israel, with a lot of threatening and putting troops on borders, that it's slowly moving towards conflict. And that's why today I came to answer today's question, which is a war between Hezbollah and Israel likely? And I believe yes, for three main reasons. Number one, Hezbollah has been increasing its military troops and arms on the border between Lebanon and Israel. Number two, it's already a war of words. Israel and Hezbollah are talking big game with each other. And number three, Hezbollah is already conducting terrorism against Israel. So it's only a matter of time before this erupts into a major war. So let's start with that first point, which is the fact that Hezbollah is increasing its military troops and arms on the border between Lebanon and Israel. And this comes from The Atlantic on September 18th, 2017. Basically, ever since Israel and Lebanon's conflict in 2006, Hezbollah has been steadily increasing the troops on their border with Israel. And that's caused Israel to do the same. Now, because they have these troops and troops on the borders, it's increasing tension between the two nations. And Lebanon has also brought in its artillery and other heavy weapons against Israel, causing increased conflict and causing the two nations to become very nervous with each other. In fact, it's caused this nervousness, which leads me into my next point, which is the fact there is a war of words going on. Both countries are talking big game. And this comes from the Jerusalem Post on October 1st, 2017. Basically, what's happening is Hezbollah has told Jewish people in Lebanon that they need to leave because Israel is acting aggressive and they will not be safe if Israel continues on the path that it's undergoing. Now, because of what Hezbollah has been saying about Israel, Israel has responded with similar rhetoric, talking about how Hezbollah is dangerous and a terrorist-like organization, as is Lebanon, because Hezbollah basically controls Lebanon. And they've been talking about how this is only a matter of time before things go down. In fact, Israel has repeatedly told the United States that war is coming. This war of words will eventually lead into conflict, because when two nations, just like the North and the South before the Civil War, when they start talking about anger at one side and increase this rhetoric, people start becoming bigoted or not happy with the other side. So it leads to increased conflict, and that's what we're seeing. Speaking of conflict, and this is what leads me to my final point, is the fact that this is not just a war of words, this is a war that just has not really been declared yet. Because if we look at it, Hezbollah has already attacked Israel on Israeli soil. And this comes from the American Enterprise Institute on January 27th, 2017. Basically, what we are seeing is Hezbollah has actually attacked Israel in terrorist attacks. Just recently, American Defense Secretary General Mattis came to Israel. Later that day, Hezbollah actually had a terrorist attack on that same airport. Hezbollah has attacked Israel on American soil since its 2006 conflict with Israel. What we're seeing is terrorists coming over the border from Lebanon, normally building tunnels because Israel has built a wall between the border of Lebanon and Israel. And they are either planting bombs, or sometimes lone gunmen go out and attack Israeli citizens. And this has also led to increased tension. So really, it is just a matter of time before Israel declares war on Hezbollah for their illegal actions. And this is why I do indeed believe that war is going to happen between Hezbollah and Israel. Because Hezbollah is increasing troops on the border and causing increased tension. Both sides are using dangerous rhetoric in this war of words. And finally, Hezbollah has already attacked Israel. So just like the American Civil War, we are seeing a conflict building up that is going to be devastating. And that is why I do believe that Hezbollah and Israel will fight each other in the near future. Thank you.